House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Half a day, everybody, and welcome to House to Home. I'm Jason Salas, or at least I say I am. I don't know. Is that really my name? And that's kind of the point why we're saying this today. Gina and Liz are laughing right now because the topic of today is something that a lot of people would believe you shouldn't do in any context: lying. And ladies, I guess it was brought up recently and everything. The question of whether realtors, in carrying out their daily business and conducting transactions and closing deals, is lying even tolerated, within the realty industry in general, and maybe within the Guam Association of Realtors? Gina, you have been dying to talk about this.
No.
I know you don't lie. You're a very trustworthy person, and you're a very honest person.
I think the question was, do realtors lie? That was the question.
Yeah. So do realtors lie?
Okay, so, I was asking Liz, and she says there's almost 600 of us, right? And this is what I notice about human nature. There's all kinds of people in the world. I'm a cut and dry person. So when someone asks me a question, if I don't know the answer, I say, I don't know.
You are cut and dry. If I leave you high and dry, then you will cut me.
But, that's my personality. I'm not going to make up something for the sake of giving you a response, because, I'm going to check. If I legitimately don't know, then I don't know. And I'm going to say, I don't know that, but I can check for you, or I know where to look. Let me look it up and I'll send it to you. But what if your personality type is the type of person that, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's okay. Is that a lie to that person? Or Liz and I have been in the business for such a long time that over time, things have changed. What I thought was still common practice, I learned, I learned every time we do these broker forums and this and that, and these trainings that periodically come up. The last broker forum, it was like, when did that change? It's like, wait a minute, I've been operating under those, in that scenario. This is how I've been doing it. Are you telling me the rules have changed? Yes, the rules have changed. So what if you're the realtor like me for that particular issue? I didn't know. And you gave out information based on what you knew at that moment, and it was wrong. So, so somebody asked me this, and I said, you know what? Realtors, we're not allowed to lie. We're not, and neither is anybody else, frankly, right? What profession says you can lie? I don't think there is one, but we're not allowed to lie. We're not allowed to misrepresent.
Sure.
We're not allowed to make the picture look prettier than it is, and that's misrepresentation. And no matter what you want to paint it, it's a lie. So like misrepresentation is my example of, if I didn't know and I legitimately thought that's how it's still being done, but the rules have changed, it's still my fault, right?
Well, and I appreciate, Gina, how you brought in rule. And let's go to Liz now, because Liz is the president of the Guam Association of Realtors. It literally is codified in your rules and your statement of ethics and everything like that, that lying will not be tolerated.
That's right, because we are governed by a code of ethics. And in the code of ethics, there are different articles in the code of ethics. There's a section that refers to how you conduct yourself with the public. You have a standard that you have to abide by. There's transparency. Information has to be treated fairly. And then there's another article that talks about how you conduct your business as well with your fellow realtors. So, for example, if someone lied and they embellished. So I remembered when I first started, they say, be careful what you say. Because if you ask me, hey, Liz, is that container out there included with the sale? And without checking, I just say, oh, yeah. Well, guess what? There's repercussions. Yes, because in the end, when you buy the house and the container's not included, you're going to come back to me and say, you told me that container was included.
And now you owe me a container.
You owe me a container. And it has happened where people embellish by not even double checking, and they say yes when it's a no. So there are repercussions. It'll come back. I have to pay for a container to provide that for you.
Well, ladies, one thing that I do appreciate, and I guess, because you've both really emphasized the point that the one thing that you are in is the customer service, business, and making sure the client is happy. And the primary vehicle for that is trust, trust with each other, trust with the brokerages that you own and operate, obviously trust with, operating with each other. But the one thing that gives me a big sense of trust is when I see these realtors with their signs on the side of the road. Typically the ones that you want to trust are the ones that use like the side profile, because you can tell if their nose is like really long or not with the Pinocchio effect. Those are the ones that don't lie. And I would say that like that's practically everybody on Guam. So if you see a realtor who's using like the side profile like that, they're good people.
Trust them.
No, but I just want to be clear. As realtors, we have a code of ethics. And if for some reason there's an error made or a complaint filed, then there is a process. But we as realtors abide by the code of ethics, and we are not allowed to lie, period.
Okay, so Gina, and I think the point has been appropriately made that, if somebody does lie, like, within the context of like a business transaction, yeah, you may make the deal, you may close a transaction with somebody, but you're making yourself look bad because of the code of ethics. You're making your brokerage look bad, your agency look bad, the whole Guam Association of Realtors. I mean, there is this ripple effect that is completely negative, and I think that's inarguable.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're bringing it up today, because during the class, I was shocked at the comment. This was, a class of realtors, and, I was shocked at the comment that it almost, the comment almost made it seem like, well, realtors lie, right? I mean, that's just commonplace. No, it isn't commonplace. Yes, it does occur. None of us are perfect. And sometimes we give out information or we do something and, you didn't mean to lie, but maybe you didn't know any better. And that's what I'm trying to point out. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we don't know any better because we haven't been trained properly. Sometimes we don't know any better because things have changed and you didn't catch up to it. But it's still our responsibility. When you figure it out, go out there and tell the consumer, hey, I made a mistake. Here it is. Can we go over this again? Because I apparently, said something that may have misled you. But then there's the other side, no industry is perfect, right? There are some of us that are just good at BSing. I'm not going to deny that. And perhaps they don't care. I'm not going to
deny through high school.
There's no test for that. So there's going to be some of us that are just like that. And you as a consumer, you can figure it out. You know who to work with and you know who not to. So once you feel that way, move on. There's 600 of us.
And I think from what you two and both of your vantage points is you have proven, with your leadership and your track record that you can in fact be a competitive business person, an aggressive business person, a top performing business person, and still be trustworthy and have a sterling reputation. And that should be the case. I mean, you don't have to be, by any means necessary, whatever it takes to like get the deal. I mean, yeah, go after, make your money, go after the client, but be a good person. It's almost like the golden rule, right? Was, treat others as you would like to be treated.
It is our golden
rule. There you go. Well, we learned that from when we're in the first grade. So, it lasts throughout life and throughout business.
But Jason, can I just say, you're not going to get the success, the longevity without being a trustworthy person. Because if you're not, I think that comes first and then the rest of those things come second. Mm-hmm. You're not going to last in the industry if you're not trustworthy first and a good person.
Well, I trust the both of you. I trust you, Liz, and I trust you, Gina. And I hope you guys trust me because I'm keeping time. And trust me, we are out of time right now. So thank you.
Can I side profile first?
Okay. Let's end on like side profile. So bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
Bye.